stream this up if you want to watch. I'm not. I need this win too. Well, I don't really need it, but to stay in first place, I need it.
With the Ohio River and the hills of Kentucky just to our right, we welcome you into Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Las Vegas Raiders and the Cincinnati Bengals. And this will be a touchback as that sail.
Yo, think he went to go smoke. Nah, that was me.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League takes us to the Queen City of Cincinnati and Paul Brown Stadium right on the banks of the Ohio River. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Las Vegas Raiders and the Cincinnati Bengals. To return it, Darius Phillips. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Now with the play clock down to 2, we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. carry for the former Oklahoma Sooner, Joe Mixon. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Now Burrow. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored. You give yourself your best chance to win. So
if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Well, they're going option play on 3rd down. And he takes this one back into the end zone.
Nah, I didn't reach the goal. Oh, that might be y'all.
Instead, they did one better. Pick it off, take it into the end zone.
Well, they did what you said. They got off the field.
They're going to have to come right back on.
They're going to come right back on, but happily, right? They put the ball in the end zone. That's the way you start a game. That's the way you set the tone.
On the return, Phillips. He takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Bengals drive about to get going. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Mixon. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 10 yards there on a Bengal first. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well. And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins. And they're hoping to do it consistently here. And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And he's got room. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And it's intercepted. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. And a great return as he's up close to the 40-yard line. What a start defensively. Your offense goes out, gets the touchdown, and then you get the interception. Just perfect. How about the discipline that they showed on defense? Because after the offense scored to go up 7-zip, you would think they might be a little extra aggressive trying to get back at them. Instead, they read their keys well. When they took the shot downfield, they were more than prepared for that one. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. Well, as we've learned over the years, just because a guy plays left tackle doesn't mean he doesn't have run blocking ability.
safeties, and we just saw it there. Controlled the line of scrimmage, created a big gain.
That's kind of a bonus. He's there to protect that high value that you have back under center, but he creates space in the run game.
Yeah, not only can he dance, he can mash, too.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Jones now on the keeper. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. Now Jones. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down. Throwing Jones. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Will Fuller, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead. Early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you give the defense a touchdown early to give you the first score, and then your offense piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, we've had that conversation with them prior to the game, they always say, you know, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives us like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
It does. On the return, Phillips. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. To this point, the results have not been good. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers.
And that's obviously something that can't continue, but to go a little bit deeper on that one, I would think about some play calls now, not even necessarily to my best player, but to someone I can trust with the ball. Try and get things settled down a little bit.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Flushed out right. Now he'll pull it down. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Burrow on 3rd down. And this is caught, but I don't think he stayed in bounds. No, he didn't. It's incomplete. The throw took him past the boundary, and it's 4th.
This offense has definitely been slow getting out of the gate. It's almost like they missed their wake-up call for this one. No points on their first 2 possessions, and now it's looking like none on this one either.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Davis now to return it. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. offense set to get this drive started. They've got things going their way early. 14-0 lead and the football. 1st and 10. Now left side on the swing pass. The first down screen pass, good for 5.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 22. Operating from the gun. Jones, he's letting this one go, and that's caught inside the 30.
Here we go,
And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Will Fuller, 78 yards, and the Raiders add on to their lead. Boy, these guys are off to the races, Charles. 20-0 already, extra point pending.
Yeah, you always hear that term, they just boat race someone. Heck, it's car race, motorcycle race, plane race, whatever you want. Right now, they are sprinting past them.
21-0 our score after 1. Carlson now to kick this one away. On the return, Phillips. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Bengals drive about to get going. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3 and out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Mixon. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
Yeah, a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. And he'll get 2, maybe 3 up near the 37.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
Now the Bengals on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. That's going to be complete to his tight end, Everett. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. Mixon with a first down and more. And finally brought down at the 31-yard line. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
He's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. Braxton Berrios, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Bengals are able to cut into this lead. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever. There it results in a touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
Now, we always talk about getting into the zone, and all athletes are seeking that, aren't they? Where everything is working for them, every move they make works, it clicks, and they are on point right now.
Yeah, they are in that zone that you're talking about. On 2nd and 7, Jones. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 45. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. The tackle made by Nicholas Morrow.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
Burrow looking to pass. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and that'll make it 3rd and 1. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
On 3rd and 1, Burrow. He finds his running back, Mixon. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2.
Whoa.
The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. They run for it with Mixon. And, boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. Denied on 4th down is Joe Mixon. And the Raider D, they get the football back.
He was an idiot.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They have been red hot, sometimes white hot here in this first half. They're just looking to add to that total right now.
And this has to serve as a reminder to myself because so many times I get wrapped up in the play calling, how they've sequenced things, how it's run. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's still execution. Those guys out on the field, and right now they are locked in and really looking good.
They'll try to continue to be locked in here as we get ready to approach halftime.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 12 yards there and a 1st down. to throw. Jones. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Throwing again on second down. Jones. Fuller brings it in over the middle. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 33. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. Now Jones throwing on first down. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Second and 10 from the 33-yard line. Throwing again. Jones under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts, as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. Here's Jones. Throwing on third and long. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And, boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Fourth down, and on comes the Raider kicker, Daniel Carlson. This a 40-yard attempt from the left hash. The kick by Carlson is good. And that'll push the lead up to 17. Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that. And we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Right there.
Final play of the half for Burrow and company. Looking deep downfield. And now Burrow going to be intercepted yet again. It's Chuck Clark picking it off. And he will be brought down as time has now run out on this first half of action. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And how about this right out of the locker room? An onside kick attempt. The Raiders with the lead already, and they will get the football here as the second half is now underway. A very interesting call and one that backfires. I know they're losing, Charles, but boy, to start the second half with the onside kick, risky.
Felt like a sense of urgency from their side, coupled with, you and I both know the special teams coordinators. They sell their key plays each and every week to the head coach, don't they? And I guarantee he's been selling this one. We can get it, coach, we can get it. And that came together with that sense of urgency you talked about.
Making the play defensively, Carl Lawson. Maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like even if he had opted to keep that, I don't think there was going to be much to gain.
Seemed like it was perfectly defense. And know what they say? Those guys on the other side, they get paid too.
Throwing on second down. Jones, he's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. Will Fuller with touchdown number 3 in the game and 6 on the year. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that. Truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. On the return, Phillips. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
Wait, what?
The Bengals drive about to get going.
What?
They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this.
You said something, bro?
They're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about being a team game, and you need all
Boom! Ooh!
together.
It's 20 to 24. I'm up.
One guy who could make a play against all odds.
No, I just play. I just play. I want to see what you're gonna say. It's 31-7. I'm up.
They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Now it's Burrow. And he'll complete this one to Barrios. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A gain there of 30 big ones. First down. Here's Burrow. Boyd's the target, and he has it over the middle. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. The end result, 21 yards. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Monte Nicholson picks it. The 40. Past the 20.
I need to get my swag right there.
And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score.
Mm-hmm. You want to be idiot, bro.
This D wanted to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
You wanted to be an idiot.
Empty the bench just yet. If you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. On the return, Phillips. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field.
And my goodness, another interception. It's Chuck Clark picking it off. And it's a huge return as he brings this all the way back down to the 15-yard line. And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day, because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing.
Look how they cheated me on that, Roy.
So 2nd and 10, 3rd quarter. Thanks for tagging along with us here from the Twin City of Cincinnati.
So 5 of the last 6 NBA championship square off.
They cheated me on my first play. That was a touchdown, man.
it's just like you keep going, but more importantly, this year, 0 games missed. That is a big number. That's one of the reasons why he is a favorite for the MVP this year. Almost single-handedly beat the Blazers the other night at 28 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists. As the Lakers move to second place in the West. Meanwhile, the Warriors are now in 7th in the West. They won 3 in a row. It's been 5 years. RJ, since Steph Curry won his unanimous MVP award. And you can make the case that right now he's playing as well as he did in 2016. He is, and it's so impressive watching Steph. You know, when you have that injury, you saw it with LeBron a few years ago. You have an injury and you get forced time off, especially after going to 5 straight finals. You know what? You get some legs back, you get some pop. You can shoot a 34-foot shot with 20 seconds to go in the shot clock. That's just unheard of. Even in game play with Draymond Green, Steph Curry, Draymond able to drop passes because he can read how teams are guarding Steph. Steph creates so much confusion with his movement, and then there's just times where it's just unfair. This is when players get annoyed. This is like, all right, I can't guard you at the 30-foot line, and then you're just able to flick shots off behind your head. Good for you, Steph. That's our golden moment brought to you by McDonald's. Curry's leading the league in scoring in the month of February. Draymond Green leading the league in assists. He's a big reason why the Warriors have won 3 in a row. And when we come back, Steph Curry sits down with our Joe Sedano. Then it's the Warriors.
Man, thank you, Crabo. I'm glad somebody saw it. I was hot, man. They played me. That should have been a touchdown, man.
What can we do to slow him down before he truly gets started?
And able to connect with Berrios. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Braxton Berrios with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Bengals are able to draw a bit closer. And the lead is down to 24. I guess the last score wasn't enough for them. They want more. Here comes an onside kick. And the hands team for the Raiders able to secure it. The risk-reward of the onside kick, when you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, had they given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
20. There he goes left
I'm the best in the game.
And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Josh Jacobs, his 6th touchdown of the season as his guys continue to pour it on. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down.
Brandon, you know, this is going to be discussed because this is the fear of all the backs when they run this type of a route. They've got to find the football, and sometimes they don't see the defender. And in this case, he took a pretty good shot for his efforts, but give him credit, able to hold on to the football.
Got a man, it's Berrios complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Back now in Cincinnati. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Now Burrow on 1st down. Over the middle, he gets it to Berrios. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Give him 30 yards there.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing. And if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
Burrow going to get this into the hands of Mixon, his running back. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Give him 8 on the play, and it'll bring up a second down. To the air again, Burrow. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. Auden Tate, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals are able to cut into this lead. And that touchdown there, it's not going to get them a win. It makes things a little more respectable.
Yeah, a little more palatable going out in this ball game. A little something to build on going into the next game, but it won't alter the final score.
Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 26-yard line.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Looking to throw. Jones. And a little floater there is incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Back to throw. Jones. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. It was 3rd and short, and they go flying past the marker for a gain of nearly 30 yards. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
He takes it down to the 42, a 5-yard run.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. Give him 3 on the play, and just like that, it's 3rd down. From the gun, Jones. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
Jones now throwing on 4th down. Oh, and Jones has just thrown his 3rd interception. Picked up by Amani Hooker, and he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score. Oh, this is becoming tough to watch. I don't know that I've seen 3 pick sixes from the same quarterback in the same game.
And I know that many are going to scream at the coach about why did you let him stay out there to throw those. But truthfully, what are the odds that you're going to throw 3 pick sixes in a game? You want to leave them out there so they can work through some of the rough stuff.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point. And now here is another interception. Picked off near the 26. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score. Defensively, they've had their way in this.
I'm tearing this bum up.
I remember talking with a guy in the league, and I said, what do you do when the game's like this? You know, it's pretty much over. You ready to go to the bench and hang out? He said, oh, heck no. I want to stay on the field. I might get some stats. I might get a pick or two.
You like being out there at the end of these wide margins.
When they have to throw it, they give you more opportunities to go get it.
After the pick six, they go right back to the air. Flush to his right, and it's incomplete. Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. 22 yards there, a first down. Now it's Burrow. He's going to let it fly. And nearly another interception. They've been around the ball all game.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
On second down, here's Mixon. He had a great strong move, but he'll still be stopped shy of midfield. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there, but how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
Steps away to his left. Now Burrow loses the football.
That in is fake. I should have picked that up.
A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Las Vegas, they pick up win number 4 on the campaign as they emerge victorious here. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Houston Texans. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, the loss drops them back to 4-3 so far. And they'll get a home date next week against the Detroit Lions. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
Woo, Roy. Yo, Roy. That boy Fuller just got an upgrade. A speed. Boy, 98 speed now. But I'm gonna mute my mic. I'm gonna do my homework to watch the Warriors game.